I tweeted a photo of myself naked on purpose. If you're one of the 27,000 people that follows me on Twitter at Partar400, then you've probably seen me without my clothes on. If not, go check it out. All my socials are linked in the description below. I think the photo speaks for itself, but I also think that the story of how and why it came to be is one worth sharing. 6 years ago, when I started my transition, transgender was not a household term. I remember having to explain the concept to everyone that I came out to. At this time, pretty much everyone's exposure to trans people was in the form of the punchline in a Family Guy sketch, or the punchline of an Ace Ventura movie, or the scary murderer in Sleepaway Camp, or the scary murderer in Silence of the Lambs. Representation was not great. So I, like most others, took to the internet for trans-related resources. I spent a lot of time looking at testosterone timelines and surgery results, and during particularly bad bouts of dysphoria, I would comb through the FTM tag on Tumblr. I was a Tumblr tran, fucking come for me, I don't care. And that's where I found a photo, a single photo, that impacted me more than any other piece of trans media I had ever seen. It was a trans man standing in front of a wall, and on the wall was a black and white photo of a woman holding a cigarette in one hand and a purse in the other, and she's totally nude, full frontal. And the trans man is standing beside the photo with a cigarette in one hand and a purse in the other, and he's also totally nude, recreating the same pose with a huge smile on his face. And I don't know anything about the origin of the photo itself. I don't know who the man or the woman is. Perhaps it's the same person years apart, or maybe it's just a model that he likes and wanted to pay homage to. But seeing this non-sexual depiction of a trans man's naked body displayed so confidently and beautifully meant a lot to me. I don't really know how to describe that feeling other than it made me feel like I was seen and I wasn't alone. And during a time when it was hard for me to even look at myself in the mirror, it gave me a lot of hope. So I saved that photo, and it was something that I came back to quite a bit throughout my early transition. Now, you can see where this is going, but there's more to the story, so hold up. The other day, it was shot day, and I like to do my shots right after I get out of the shower. So I had just gotten out of the shower, I did my shot, did my full post-shower routine, moisturizer, deodorant, hair product, and I was heading into the other room to go put on my clothes. And as I passed by the mirror, hanging on my bathroom door, I got a glimpse of myself in the nude. So I saw my reflection, and I was digging it. I didn't hate it, and that's sadly kind of rare these days. So I went back in the bathroom and I grabbed my phone and I snapped a few photos and just, did a few different poses as you do when you're taking selfies, flexed, got the right lighting. Sorry guys, I had to go grab a beer. I had to loosen up a little bit to talk about the nudes. This is my first one, I'm not drunk yet. So where were we? I was looking through my nudes that I had taken, and I swiped through and I came across the one that I ended up posting. When I was looking at that picture of myself, I was reminded for the first time in several years of the photo that I found on Tumblr at the beginning of my transition. I don't know if it was the pose, or if it was the confidence, or if it was just the feeling of being comfortable in my body that sort of made me go back to that moment where I found that photo. But it reminded me of how much it meant to me in the first place to see my body represented. And I didn't think about it much in that moment, but over the next few days, I would come to reflect on that a bit and think about what that original photo meant to me. And I just really felt like I wanted to share my photo. And over the next few days, it really turned into something that I couldn't ignore. Because it started as just this thought of, oh, that's neat. And then as I continued to reflect and really consider the importance of the original photo, more and more I wanted to share the photo that I had taken. So as time went on, I built up this want to share this photo and, courage, because it was scary. The more sure I was that I wanted to share this part of myself, the more scared I was at the thought of being naked in front of thousands of people. But I finally settled on it, and I made the decision to post that photo of myself on Twitter. But before I did so, I sent the picture to Christy and I was like, hey, I think I want to put this on Twitter. What do you think? And her response was sweet. I could tell that she was concerned, and not like in a jealous way, but more like for my well-being. It's scary, like to post a picture of yourself naked, especially as a trans person. Your body is constantly being nitpicked by people. And you know, as my job, I show progress of my body and my transition. And it feels like so often, so many personal questions are asked about what's in my pants. I mean, I think all trans people experience this where we feel like we have no privacy, and to put myself openly naked on the internet as someone who already has a following would be, you know, tearing down any curtains that I have left up around myself. And it's a frightening thought. And I could tell that she was concerned for me in that sense, but she was supportive and she just told me, listen, your family follows you on Twitter. Like, it doesn't bother me if you want to post this, but what are they gonna think? I was like, shit, you're right. So I texted my aunt and I let her know, hey, just a warning, I'm posting this very tasteful nude of myself and I didn't want you to be shocked. She was very kind and she thanked me for being respectful, and she said that she loved me and would always support me. And so then I texted my Nana and let her know the same thing. And her response was awesome. She said, well, my granddaughter's already been naked on TV, so you might as well join the club, because my sister was on Naked and Afraid. And that was really sweet. You know, both of them responded in a very supportive way. And after I told them that, you know, I had already sort of locked myself in, and I knew that I was going to really do it. But I'd be lying if I said it still didn't scare the shit out of me. I probably wrote, deleted, and rewrote that tweet 10 times. I probably saved it in my Twitter drafts just as many times. And when I was finally ready to post it, I remember just sitting there with my thumb over the tweet button, just hearing my heart pounding in my ears. And I had to just not think about it and just make myself press it. And then it was done. You know, once something's on the internet, like, it's up there. And I was terrified, but I was also very happy. And as the tweet was seen and gained attention and got responses, I was so glad that I did what I did, because the majority of the responses were from people who reacted to seeing me naked in the same way that I reacted to, you know, seeing that trans man naked on Tumblr so many years ago. Here's a response that I got to it that meant a lot to me. Honestly, I didn't expect to get hit by a train of euphoria from this, but I did. Like, we deadass have bodies that we deserve to be proud of. We aren't alone in this. Our bodies are normal and deserve to exist. We don't have to hide until we're post-op or anything. We just exist. And so many similar replies of people saying that seeing their body type represented in a non-sexual way helped them with their own dysphoria and made them feel like they were seen. And just all of these responses that beautifully articulated the way that I felt seeing that sort of representation early on into my transition. And you know, having people react to my photo that way has really meant a lot. Even just happy Pride. I'm proud to be a pansexual trans man. I love my identity, I love my community, and I love my body. With a nude photo of myself, you know, it meant something to people, and that means something to me. And I'm really glad that I did it. You know, if your body is just like my body, and my body is just like somebody else's body, and we're all just naked and fine and we exist, and our bodies are just bodies, you know? We're not weird, we're not gross, and we're not different. We're just naked and it's fine. But that's why I posted a nude for Pride, and I'm so beyond grateful with the response that it's had, and I'm so glad that so many people have gotten something out of this. Thank you guys for all your compliments. Thank you for fawning over my nude body. I love attention, and that's why I posted nudes. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy Pride, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Go post nudes. Go post your nudes and tag me in them. Merch, social media, follow it all. My new podcast. Shit, here I have a card with all the things I'm supposed to say. Like this video. Click a related video. There's a card. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I have a new podcast. I have merch. Subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when my next video is coming up. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful Goodbye.